you've played in rivalry games. What do you know about the Iowa-Nebraska and kind of what this means to the border war a little bit?
Yeah, I've always known that this is a huge game for Iowa. It's always been a big rivalry. I remember watching the one 2 years ago with the 2 interceptions at the end of the game that Iowa ended up winning that one. I feel like every game has been close, at least in the past couple of years. So it's always been a lot of fun. There's a lot of heated, bad blood between the teams. I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Is that stressed from Coach Ferentz? Like Iowa has won and dominated the series lately, but every game outside of maybe one has been within almost like a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know if he's stressed it too much, but there's just one thing that he always talks about is just playing in the Big Ten. You're always going to be playing against tough teams. It's always going to be no win comes easy. It's always going to be a tough game. You always got to be on your P's and Q's and just be ready to go whenever you're playing any team in the Big Ten.
Nebraska's rush defense is much worse than its pass D, so how can you take advantage of the run D?
Yeah, I mean, we got one of the best offensive lines in the country, and I think Logan just up for the Outland Trophy, which is awesome. So happy for him. But when you got guys like that up front, we can continue to pound the rock. We got great running backs. Receivers are good at blocking as well, so we're going to continue to attack that. And once those safeties start to come down, the guys start to kind of anticipate run. That's when we can really start hitting them and create some big plays that way.
When you look back at your tape the other day, what did you see and what could you have done better? Maybe where did you? I mean, obviously you came through at the end there too.
Yeah, and what sucked is, again, in that game, it felt like it was part of the reason against USC as well, is that there's just little execution things. We need to have 11 guys doing the right thing, 11 guys doing their job, and sometimes when you have one guy off, all of a sudden a run that could be 20 yards ends up being a 3-yard gain. So it's just even just little things like that, or just me being sometimes more aggressive on some of the pull looks and me inserting myself into the game, into the run game as well. But just being able to just stay calm through all those third downs. We were only 10% on third down, so just being more efficient on that side of things and either just checking down to the running back when we need to, and hopefully that he just makes a guy miss and turns it into a first down, and just kind of just trusting your reads and just going through, I guess, the whole progression.
That 29-yard completion to Reese, in my rewatch, I saw they had one deep safety. I mean, I imagine you were just licking your chops.
I was. We called the play, and Reese technically has an option on that play, and I was just super excited because it was the first time they finally pressed him all day. Saw the one high safety just drop back, made sure that he stayed in the middle of the field, and then took my one-on-one to Reese. It was basically the one opportunity we got to take a good one-on-one shot that day, and took advantage of it. And then the other time we got a one-on-one shot, it was to Gill, and then he scored the touchdown on that. So as many one-on-one shots we can get, especially going into this week, a team that loves to play a lot of cover one, we're going to try and take our shots when we can.
You guys are playing a bowl game, but have you gotten the sense from this team that, finishing out the regular season with a win, just having that better taste in your mouth, going forward, for the next month, is you gotten that feeling from the leaders that you got to get this win here?
Yeah, I think it's just part of the Iowa standard that we have here, that there hasn't been a drop off in practice, a drop off in attitude, and when people are showing up every day, that they're ready to work. And when you have leaders like that, when you have, everyone on the team is acting that way, it makes me feel good knowing that we're going to have a good week. We're going to go into this game ready to go and prepared to win the game. And we want to obviously have that win. We can go get to 8-4 and then kind of have that good long, I guess, multiple bye weeks is just before the bowl game, which I'm not used to, but I'm looking forward to, and hopefully getting guys better and kind of trying to leave my legacy in that way to the younger guys.
Are you able to run? I mean, what's the status of your knee, I guess, after it's been a while now? We haven't asked you about it for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It's obviously you're going to continue to have bumps and bruises throughout the season. You're never going to feel 100%, especially when it's week 14 at this point. But I feel really good. I feel comfortable in all the run game stuff, and we're going to continue to, I guess, implement me in that way.
With the offensive line a little bit banged up right now, do you have to make adjustments in your mind with how you certain calls? Reads of the line or anything?
Yeah, there's some certain situations, and I think the coaches have done a great job of, I guess, where players are having maybe some deficits that we're trying to stay away from those things and really kind of lean on the strengths of the guys and lean on, I guess, run in certain directions. But I think the guys have done a great job of, especially just being in the training room and trying to get better, have the better rehab, and I feel like they're pretty healthy now after coming off that game, and they've done a good job, and we're going to just try and do attack, I guess, just normally how we always do. Yeah.
You look at the Nebraska secondary, and
I don't think they haven't gotten many interceptions, just 5 or 6, but overall the numbers are really good. Just when you watch them on tape, what stands out that makes them a good group, even though they aren't getting a lot of turnovers?
Yeah, I mean they get hands-on a lot, and that's one of the big things for them is they're playing a lot of man coverage, so they're trying to be aggressive, and sometimes they end up getting some penalties out there, but that's what happens when you're mostly a man team trying to play aggressive, and they make it really hard on just receivers trying to make a play on the ball, and I mean that's why they have been so successful in the past game, and they sometimes try to confuse some things as for the quarterback. They try to bring some pressures, trying to heat you up so you got to get the ball out quick, and again that also makes it easier because the receiver or the DBs don't have to guard as long. So that's some of the things that they do to just try and help them in the pass game, I guess.
And you talked a little bit about rivalries and just how close they are. But I mean, I've always wondered, why are rivalry games so close? Like Michigan, Ohio State, no matter who's better, whatever, it just seems like these games are always so close. Why do you think they are?
I think that's a great question because even like you got to think back to even like when you're a young kid and you're playing against your brother in the backyard, like you always try to think like your older brother may be way better than you, but for some reason sometimes it always feels a little bit closer because there's just a lot more emotion into the game, and you're pouring a lot more just, I guess, passion and emotion into that, and maybe that kind of alters your thinking, clouds your thinking a little bit, but overall it's still just a game. You still got to go 1-0. You still got to prepare the same way. But it's just, I think it is that emotional thing, especially like in the Michigan-Ohio State game every single year, which is always really cool.
He's a mentor and somebody I can look up to, and somebody's film I watch a lot. I know if I were to text him and have a question, he'd be able to answer it. Man, he truly is special, and I mean, just what he's done for this program, and to be able to step up and play center here after him, it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always the best, but the continual growth and development, and Coach Barnett always believing in me. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Great, appreciate it. Thank you. Was there any point in 22 or 23, whenever, of just like, can I go to back to the D-line room? Was there any point where you're just like, man, like, kind of want to get back there, or did you settle in pretty quick?
I really loved O-line. I played offensive line in high school, and honestly, I loved it, just the idea of finishing guys, taking them downfield. I've always loved that. And then there's perks to D-line too, getting sacks and all that. But, once I got into the O-line and the guys in there, that's the biggest thing. I love the guys in the D-line room when I was playing D-line. And, my best man is, Ethan Herkett, a D-lineman too. But the guys in the O-line room are special, man. They're all weirdos and just always on doing some stupid stuff, arguing. And it's awesome to be part of. You never know what you're going to walk into. And, you go into that room, the conversations being had. And to be able to be a part of that, I love it, and I'll forever cherish that room.
Sure. Everyone KF started in January. You're just talking about how close this group was. Can you put your finger on the reason why like this group above others is just so close-knit and so weird together, and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's just made it a priority, like we want to win, and I think that's the common goal around here, and just in order to do that, you got to be together, and whether it was in January having meals together, going out to eat, just a group of guys, we'd always go out to eat on Fridays to like Bluebird or something like that, or every Monday the offensive line goes out to eat, and then Thursdays we have O-line dinners too. Like you got to get together and get close, and I think that's kind of all where it comes from. And you just want to be around each other. There was always this point when I first got to the O-line, like fake it till you make it. Like sometimes you wouldn't want to go to O-line dinner. I know I didn't. Right, I was close to the D-lineman, so I was like splitting time. But you got to fake it till you make it. Go to O-line dinner, spend time with them, and those are some of the best memories I've had. Is just O-line dinners, spending time with those guys. The trips in the summers. Eventually you just want to be, a part of that group, and you buy in, and I think everybody's bought in. Was that the Big Grove meal the other day? Was that kind of like the final regular season meal together? I mean, just to have that and have such a full circle moment, I'm sure was, I'm guessing that was awesome. It was awesome. Our young guys take care of us. Trevor Lout got that all set up. He was like, this is for the seniors, so that was really cool. He got all that set up for us, and it was a great meal. Big Grove did a great job. Truly Thanksgiving meal, had everything out there. Pumpkin pie, that's always my favorite dish, so they had great pumpkin pie. I got to eat that. But yeah, that was kind of one last meal. We won't get an O-line dinner this week. I mean, we will in the the bowl prep and all that stuff. But it's kind of our last regular season one, so it was a good time.
Was Nebraska on the radar as a kid from Council Bluffs?
Yeah, I always hoped they would offer coming up, and there was a few visits, but they said I was too small to play there. So it is what it is. I'm beyond grateful they said that because I got to end up here, and they offered actually after I committed here, so that was kind of interesting. The day after I committed here. But yeah, it was an interesting thing for sure.
Yeah, is that a chip on the shoulder still 6 years later?
I think it was back then. Just the fact that they said I wasn't good enough to play there, and I got to come here and play for Coach Ferentz. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think the past 10 seasons we've won nine of the games. So if you want to win football games, come here, and whatever happens there happens there. So
you've been part of 6 of them. What is this rivalry like? What is it like for you?
Yeah, it's special. I mean, I grew up watching this game on Black Friday, right? It's always been like a holiday. It's so much fun. You get together with family. You got both sides, Iowa, Nebraska. It's always been the best game for me just to watch and to be able to be a part of it. It's something special, and to go out there with this team, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and I'm excited for it.
Can you sense there's a little tension sometimes between the two fan bases or teams on the field? I mean, can you feel it out there when you're playing? Can you feel the little, like each other?
Oh, absolutely. That's how rivalry should be, right? They should hate us, and we hate them. That's the way it is, right? And we respect the way they do things and respect the way they've done things the past couple of years, right? They have a good football team. Respect them, but it's fun. You play these football games to win them, right? And that's exactly what we plan to do. It's going to be tough, and they want to win the football game too. So it's going to be another Big Ten game. We expect it to be tough, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Were you out there for the handshake last year?
I was, yeah.
What was could you even process it at that point?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on here? Never been a part of that. It was interesting. I don't know why it happened. They made that decision. We made ours that game, and we'll live with the outcome of that game last year. But that's last year. I'm sure it won't happen again. But you never know.
Yeah. What is playing in Memorial Stadium like? You were there in 23.
It's probably my favorite away stadium, honestly. It's gigantic. The fans, it's always packed. It's a lot of fun, and this is my first time playing there. A couple of years ago I had the high ankle sprain, so I didn't get to play there, which sucks. So finally I get to play in Memorial Stadium, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a hostile environment, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sunday during film, is Phil congratulating you on making a great play on a ball, or maybe saying like, well, why didn't you have it the first time?
He's saying probably should have scored, but yeah, that's just kind of my mindset too. Just how I can get better every single day, every single play. A lot of plays out there that I missed, and a lot of plays out there that defense missed that we could have been better on. And that's just what we got to fix and work on this week, and then obviously we're preparing for Nebraska.
But that's still a hell of a catch, and that's not something you can drill for, like down, falling, twisting. Like, what drills in practice do help you at least maybe try and figure out a path to something like that?
Yeah, no drill really replicates that. Just kind of keeping your eyes on the ball, I guess. That's just the main thing. When we do all of our drills, we're obviously catching balls every single day. Just make sure you look it in. That's just what you got to do, I guess.
Look it in wherever it is.
Yeah.
It's the bend down and twist drill.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Just cable crosses.
Individual plays. Their guy made a great throw when you're coming at him. It looked like a zero blitz call. He just throws it over top of Cohen. What did you see from your angle? And what was the call?
No, from my angle, I seen the O lineman slide away from me, so I knew I was pretty free to the quarterback. Obviously, they probably knew we were in a zero blitz too, so they were just trying to get it out quick, and they made a great play. Cohen was in a great spot, great position. They made a great catch and great throw.
Have you seen major differences between whether Rayola's at quarterback or with Latif, and just kind of the way they're trying to run things?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but obviously there's differences too. He really likes to get out of the pocket, roll out to his right, move the pocket for him, quick short throws. Obviously they want to get the ball to 21, the running back. He's a playmaker. Obviously leads the Big Ten in rushing, so we got to be keyed in on him, and the receivers like to block too. They're physical guys, so we got to be prepared, get off blocks, and obviously we got to be prepared for the pass too. But main thing is stopping the run first and then adjust to the pass later on.
How have you seen the Nebraska-Iowa rivalry kind of spike? I know you're an Iowa boy. You've seen it over the last decade, but it just seems like year after year, the hostility and the angst and kind of everything's continuing to go up.
Yeah, no, for sure. Last year it felt like the intensity got even higher. it's obviously been like a field goal game. I mean, it's come down to a field goal at the end of the game, so it's always been a close game, super intense. It's a battle, usually pretty cold out there too. I think it's going to be cold this week too, so
There's a chance of snow.
Yeah. So we know it's going to be a battle for sure. They're a tough physical team, and I'm sure they've been prepared for this game for a while too.
I imagine there's a lot of Husker fans up in Rock Rapids.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's a lot of Iowa fans, a little bit of Iowa State here and there, but mainly Iowa fans for sure.
Gotcha. So did you grow up, as this became a Big Ten rivalry, was that a big one in that area just because it is?
Yeah, it was a big one. For me, I was a Minnesota fan.
Sure.
So I grew up also hating Nebraska from a different point of view. But no, since getting here, I've understood that this rivalry is pretty big, and I've learned to not like these guys too. So, but no, it's just another game. Obviously, another chance to compete out there. It's not any bigger than last week or anything. We got to be prepared. I'm sure they're going to be prepared, and it's going to be a fun game.
How many of your teammates have the shirt now?
I think I've seen a couple of the O linemen wearing it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one from the D line?
Not too many fanboys in the D line.
Oh.
I think Jennings said he's got multiple versions of it, didn't he?
He might. I think he has the crew neck, the hoodie, and the shirt.
I think he's a big merch guy.
I love Dunk. Dunk is the best.
One last ride in the regular season for you. Just what has this whole journey been like, going through everything and anything?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you hear it all the time when you're a freshman. Like it goes fast, and you're thinking like 5 years, how fast can that be? But now that I'm here, like, it's crazy. Last week going out on senior day, that was a surreal feeling, and now we got our last regular season game with my best friends, and it's crazy, for sure.
Yeah. What have you been most proud of so far this season individually?
I think just the togetherness of a group. I mean, I think Logan Jones mentioned it last week, like, at least in his position group, this is the tightest they've ever been, and I feel like that's spread across the position groups. Like, it just feels like a really big family. And like all of the 5 years I've been here, like, I feel like this is definitely, like the closest we've ever been. So that's really cool for us.
Yeah. What do you think why is that? Is it because we've been hearing about that really since like January? KF's been talking about how close this group is.
I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, but I mean, everyone's just super fun to be around. Coaches are great. Teammates are hilarious. Like, it's awesome being a Hawkeye.
Growing up in Central Iowa, was there any familiarity with Nebraska at all? Just I don't know if they recruited you or anything like that, or just what you knew about the Huskers as a young athlete.
I didn't really know much. I didn't really watch a whole lot of football growing up. My parents were UNI fans, so I haven't really read into the rivalry a little bit. But I did have an offer from them, but I couldn't really get out there to see the facility and really get to know the program because of COVID.
That's right.
But yeah.
Do you think that's why this group is so tight? It's just, especially the freshmen came in a COVID year where I think there was probably just a longing maybe for a little more connection after umpteen Zoom meetings and all that?
I don't know what it is. I really don't. But, I mean, it's been great.
Yeah. What have these last 2 years been like against Nebraska? Obviously, you come up with the play of a lifetime last year, and just nobody can win this thing by more than a field goal, it feels like. It's
I know.
Just, I mean, it's what you want out of a rivalry game, I guess, as fans, but as players, I'm sure you'd appreciate a little more cushion at some point.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but, I mean, Nebraska's always a really solid football team, and, regardless of how they look, they're going to give us, their best fight. I mean, it happens every single year. I think it's like 3 years in a row it's come down to a last-second field goal, so they're going to give us their best shot.
Yeah. What do you remember about last year's play? I know you answered all the questions about it last Black Friday, but, I mean, that's, you talk about making a play when it absolutely needs to be made.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember that final drive, KB giving us a little pep talk, and I honestly kind of blacked out after that moment. I don't really remember much, but yeah, it was a cool moment.
What has KB meant to you and your growth as a football player and a man here at Iowa?
KB is the realest person I know. I mean, it's hard, being a coach and also balancing, like, he really tries to make us into men and instill, good ethics and morals into us. So his balance between that is really impressive. I mean, KB is you know, if I got anything going on, I mean, I don't have to hesitate. I can hit KB up. I mean, he's an awesome individual.
I know you like the Kinnick crowd, Kinnick Stadium, but is there a sense too of when you can go on the road and everybody hates you and you come out with a win? Is there kind of just that sense of like a little more swagger on the road sometimes?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a different type of chip on your shoulder because, like I said before, it's you against everybody else. So really, just that togetherness in the team, and knowing that we're here to complete a mission and people don't want us to succeed. So knowing that, and it definitely gives us a boost of energy.
Thanks, Mark.
No problem.
What's it about, rivalry games?
No problem.
No matter if one team is better than the other, just like this year is Ohio State, Michigan, it always just seems like these rivalry games are super close. I mean, in your eyes, why do you think they always are so close?
I think a main reason is because the teams know each other so well. It's a rivalry game, so just knowing what they got and the back and forth, it definitely a different type of edge and a different meaning or a feeling towards the game. So just knowing that and knowing how much that goes into it, it's exciting.
Getting to 8 wins, getting some momentum into your bowl game. Just how important is this one? I know it's a rivalry.
It's definitely important. Trying to get every win we can is important. So, we looking into it. It's a 1-week season every game. So we trying to get everything down and try to be as good as we can to be prepared this Friday.
Do you like when fans are yelling at you, like opposing fans, or talking?
It's definitely fun when they talking, and we come back and hit somebody in the mouth and they don't want to speak no more. So that is a good feeling.
Was it last year that you guys there was no handshakes with Nebraska?
I didn't see it until after the game, but I did see it. I was like, oh, that's crazy to me. But I guess there is a little tension there, but we leave it to them. I just play football, so.
Would that be something that would happen on Friday?
I wouldn't know. I'll just focus on the game, so we'll see.
What is it going to take from you guys to help, get this passing game going against a defense like that?
Yeah, just going out there and execute every play. Finding the details that we can in practice and going out there and bringing them on Saturday, or Friday in this case. So we look forward to doing that.
From a receiver's perspective, you guys have played in rain this year, but no snow. It looks like there might be some snow in Lincoln. Do you prefer one over the other?
No preference. Whatever weather it is, we want to come out there ready to go. Whatever it may be, just being ready to go.
What was your phone like after Saturday night?
It blew up a little bit, just from family and friends just congratulating me. But yeah, it was a great feeling.
I was curious if there was any particular line from one of your mom's letters that stood out going into the game last week.
Just trusting God. That's always, whenever she mentions the Lord, Christ Savior, I just always pay attention to that because she's real true to it. Always stands by it, firm in her faith, so it rubs off on me in a great way. So.
Growing up in the Carolinas, when was the first time you got snow? Did you get any down there as a kid?
First time. My biggest memory is 2008. I remember watching the Obama, him getting, becoming president, and it was just 10 inches of snow. That was probably the most snow we've ever gotten, but it doesn't snow too much. But yeah, that's the biggest memories of a lot of snow. So.
Yeah. Was there a game in Evanston, first one that you played in the winter or anything like that, or anything?
No snow games. No, we had some snow practices for sure, but a lot of wind off the lake and stuff, a lot of rain and wind, but no snow games. Yeah.
How does it change how you run routes and do everything?
I mean, you want to keep your feet under you in the route game and things like that, but at the end of the day, you got to go out there and perform. You got to go out there and execute no matter the weather, and look forward to doing that this coming Friday. So.
I mean, rivalry games in a whole, it just seems like they're always so close. This series has always been close. Michigan, Ohio State, it's always close. What is it about rivalry games that, no matter if one team's way better than the other that year, it always seems like it's a close game?
I really don't know. You have a great point. I feel like it's just that extra boost maybe, and I feel like it may not even, any player really even thinks about it. It just happens, and it's just just maybe in the back of their mind or back of our minds that, it will come down to the wire, and that might be a possibility, but I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Trying to get to 8 wins this year, last regular season game of the season. Big rival. Just how important is it, especially heading into a bowl game?
It's very important. We want to finish out the season strong. You want to start the season strong, keep going, keep rising, and then especially finishing. It's the last game, We're going into a tough place to play, so it's always just that extra fuel to the fire.
This might be one of the loudest places you guys have played all year. Might be one of them. I mean, just how do you control the noise out there?
Honestly, it helps, especially on defense, because it's definitely for us. It's louder at home because they're not going to cheer for their their offense while they're at home. But so that helps a lot. It helps us, and honestly, I'm really excited for it. I'm just excited for it.
Do you like when opposing fans are just kind of like hating on you guys, like saying some stuff?
I kind of do. I kind of think it's funny. It's weird to be on this side of it now, and just seeing it, it's like I just remember when I was a little kid. Just enjoying the rivalry, having a good time. It's good to see.
Not your first rodeo against the Huskers. Just what has this rivalry meant as a kid coming into the Midwest and just learning about really cold November football and rivalry games?
I mean, definitely, like, over the years, I began to, like, know and experience this rivalry. I know this is a 10th week. This a game that's always marked on the calendar. Wherever, like, each team ranked at the end of the season, there's always a game that's, like, marked, and I know how important it is to this program. So we heading into this week ready to win this game.
Yeah, there's been success against them on the ground. That's got to give you a lot of confidence in that whole room, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the weather as well, it's gonna be a lot of ground.
Sure. Yeah.
Ground game. Yeah. We're excited for that. We ready. We've been prepping all week, and just putting all the little pieces together and make sure everything finalized and we good.
What's Omar meant to this room? I know everyone loved Liddell, but Omar's brought his own personality in, and man, it seems like he's having success too.
He definitely a leader. He definitely key in on the fine details of everything. So more fine, like detail oriented we is, the better we could be able to play and play free. So he always harp on the details, and that has improved all our games in the running back room. It made us more confident going out there and playing and executing.
Yeah, I think Kamari said his mantra is slow to, fast through.
Yeah.
Not always. From the outside, it feels like, you don't tell running backs to slow down. But what has that mantra and mentality helped you find more success this year?
I mean, it's basically like patience through the whole. Like, you got to see where you're going to run before you run there. You got to give the blockers time, let the blocks develop before you know where you're going. So that's basically like the whole motto between like that saying, like you got to let everything develop before you sprint. Otherwise, you're just going to run into their back. So.
For sure. What has this offensive line meant? All the experience in the world, and he just got, I think, a semifinalist for another award today. I mean, it's just what a special group to run behind.
Yeah, it's actually been great running behind these guys over the past few years. I've been able to see them develop every day, each year, from year to year, and the bond began closer between them and I and the running backs. And we always lean towards those guys, and we always feed off of their energy. And we already got we know they're gonna do their thing when it's time to do their thing, and that just propel us in the running back room to run the ball hard because we know how long got us.
What is I know he didn't play last week, but Hayden is, I feel like, really an underrated part of the run game. Just what is having a guy like that 6'5" and laying blocks however he can? What's he mean to that run game?
It mean everything to our run game. Like Hayden, hard nosed, hard worker. It don't matter who in front of him. He gonna run at him full speed and make sure he gotta do what he gotta do to make sure he spring out a block for the running backs. And that's just the type of guy he is, and that's the type of guy he been since he came into this program. Always a hard nose, not scared of anything, and he always trying to help out his team. So we love to have a guy like that, obviously, and we've been very successful with him and the guys up front.